Hey guys, good day. Hey, I wanted to talk about Zechariah 9. I did a study a while back where I did, I guess, about 5 videos on the prophet Zechariah, and I used the entirety of the book, chapters 1 through 14, to review the order of events for us. And there's a lot of information that's buried in there, but on this particular video, I want to make a shorter video where I just focus in on Zechariah 9. Now, we all know about Isaiah 17. This is a famous prophecy that has not been fulfilled. It's getting close, where it speaks about Damascus will cease to be a city and it will become a ruinous heap. And then the fortress of Ephraim will disappear. Now, my theory on this is that Ephraim is the USA. I've talked about that many times. And this fortress, that it's not destroyed, it's not blown up, it just says it disappears. I think that is an aircraft carrier that's going to be sunk, and it literally will disappear from sight. And that is the word that's used, disappear, in the Hebrew. And a fortress, our aircraft carriers are like mini cities, and this word fortress means fortified city. So we have a floating fortified city on the waters that could easily disappear if it was torpedoed. So back to Damascus. Zechariah 9 and Isaiah 17 essentially are describing the same set of events. Now, this is what Damascus looks like today. It's not completely destroyed. It's still an operating city, but it's getting close. You can see this. You can watch this stuff in the news. Back in 2013 is when all this began. So I'm going to focus in on my document here, and you guys can download this document. It's 30 pages of all of Zechariah. I've gone through very detailed descriptions of events, and I have put up parallel chapters and verses from other parts of the Bible to help explain what we're seeing in Zechariah. Now, if you've been with me long enough, you know that I speak about multiple departures, multiple raptures. And before we get to Zechariah 9, you can see in chapter 2 in Zechariah is the initial departure of the remnant. The remnant will leave. The remnant is taken in Zechariah 2. And I'll leave a link to a video where I actually have Zechariah, departure, rapture, first fruits, chapters 1 and 2. I'll leave a link if you want to get into those that particular study of those chapters there. But what I want to talk about in this video is something that I almost forgot myself. So I'm going to go to chapter 9. And chapter 9 is a parallel account in chapter 17 of Isaiah, like I just said. So let me go to chapter 9 here. So chapter 9 in Zechariah starts off where it says, "The burden of the word of the Lord is against Hadrach, with Damascus as its resting place, for the eyes of men, especially all the tribes of Israel." Remember, the Jews are just one of those tribes. Okay, there's many other tribes now. All the tribes of Israel have the eyes on the Lord, toward the Lord. And so Zechariah 9:1 is a direct copy of Isaiah 17:1 and Isaiah 17:7. Isaiah 17:1, it just says, "But Damascus is taken away from being a city. It should be a ruinous heap." Same thing it starts to talk about here in Zechariah 9:1. And even in verse 7 of Isaiah 17, "In that day, mankind, the eyes of men, will look to the Maker, God, and their eyes will look upon the Holy One of Israel, who is Jesus." Then it goes on to talk about these cities to the north of Israel. It says, "And on Hamath, Tyre, Sidon," and it speaks about how these will be devoured by the sea and by fire. So what we learn about in Zechariah 9, verses 2 through 4, is that the cities, there's a little map, the cities to the north of Jerusalem and into the north of Israel, Hamath, Damascus, Tyre, Sidon, they are all going to be totally destroyed, devoured by fire. Now, some think that Benjamin Netanyahu is going to send nukes up there. Now, we know right now, this is Syria. In Syria, who is there? It's Iran is there, Turkey is there, and Russia are there. Those people they're carpetbaggers. They're not supposed to be there, but they're there because they want to seize the spoil, as it talks about in Ezekiel 38. They want to seize the spoils, the oil, we think, from Israel in the Golan Heights. That's why they're there. And of course, they're going to get utterly destroyed. So the next part of this here, so verses 2, 3, and 4 of Zechariah 9 match Isaiah 17:9. The cities will be like a deserted places. They will become a desolation. That's what Isaiah 17 speaks about in the area of Syria. But now, when all of this destruction is going on north of Israel, look what we see. This is the part that I find utterly amazing. It's never talked about. It says this. It says, Ashkelon, Gaza, and Ekron. Ashkelon shall see it, and it is the destruction to the north, and be afraid. Gaza too shall writhe in anguish. Ekron also, because its hopes are confounded. Now this is a little map over here, basically of the Gaza Strip, which is direct due west of Jerusalem. So here's Jerusalem. To the north is going to be destroyed, according to the prophecy in Zechariah 9 and Isaiah 17. But to the west of Israel and Jerusalem, you see the Gaza Strip, and these small towns are listed there. It's basically the Palestinians. And it says here, and I will cut off the pride of Philistia. That's the Palestinians. And this is where the miracles come in. This is where Jesus himself does something that nobody seems to be talking about, but yet it's prophesied here, right in the Bible, and it's not been fulfilled. This is future fulfillment. Prophetic events described for us 2,600 years ago that have never been fulfilled. And look what it says. It says, the Lord says, I will take away its blood from its mouth, and its abominations from between its teeth. So the Lord himself is going to remove this hatred that the Palestinians have for the Jews. And then the prophecy says, it too, these people who live on the Gaza Strip, they shall also be a remnant of our God. They shall be like a clan in Judah. So the way that the Lord holds, it's my dogs, guys, the way that the Lord holds the Jews close to his heart as a clan like Judah, right? It says that the Palestinians will be just like Judah to the Lord. He's going to save them. Then it says, I, the Lord, this is Jesus, then I will encamp at my house as a guard, so that none shall march to and fro. No oppressor shall rise again and march over them. For now I see with my own eyes. So the Lord is going to come. He's going to take away the hatred the Palestinian has for the Jews. He's going to make them a remnant, like the clan of Judah. And then he's literally going to save them. So with that, guys, sorry about that, my dogs were acting up again. So with that, guys, I'm going to stop here and just encourage you guys to read the first, I guess looks like about the first 8 verses of Zechariah 9, and just compare that with Isaiah 17. And know that the Lord is mighty to save and wants none to perish. I mean, who would ever think that the Lord himself is going to camp around the Palestinians and literally save them? With that, guys, have a great day, and God bless you.